remain in seated position today. So if you need a little extra something at the end of practice, I'll say get up and do like a nice down dog at the chair kind of stretch. But otherwise, cat's gone. Find your way to your seat and then just take a second to scoot your butt back. Let everything snuggle in for a moment. And then take a moment just to reduce as much effort as you can. Soft belly, soft legs, soft arms, soft shoulders. As you start to settle in, if you can, just take the time to just notice without changing anything, without forcing anything. Just notice your breath coming in and out. And hopefully it's coming in and out through your nose, but just sort of notice the quality of your breath. Does it feel like it's a deep breath or a shallow breath? And there's no right or wrong. We just notice. Does one nostril feel more constricted than the other? Again, no right or wrong. We just notice. Are you holding any tension in your jaw? And where is the position of your tongue in your natural neutral breath? So there's no right or wrong. We just notice, where is your tongue? Is it relaxed away from the roof of your mouth, or is it lifted up and holding in that soft palate of your mouth? One more moment just to notice your non-specific breath without doing anything too much. But I find sometimes just noticing the breath, my breath will start to slow down just a little bit and deepen just a little bit. So if that shows up for you, then that's one of the things that you'll notice. All right, and then before we come up and do that physiological sigh, you're just going to see if you can find where your ribs are. And you're going to put your hands on your ribs with a little bit of a squeeze of your hands. So you put a little bit of constriction into the rib cage. And then you're going to take a nice big lateral rib cage breath. Breathe like you're trying to move the bones of your ribs into your hands. Take a nice big filling up breath. Exhale as slow as you can. Inhale, fill the ribs. Exhale through your nose as slow as you can. One more breath. Keeping hands on the ribs or releasing, totally up to you. But now sit your back up just a little bit taller, walk your butt forward so your butt's solid in your chair and your feet are nice and solid on the ground. And then hands are going to come back to the rib cage. 3 more breaths here, breathing with that big 360 breath, just to find that expansive breath so that we fill up the lungs and the rib cage really well. Take a nice big inhalation. Exhale through your nose as slow as you can. 2 more just like that, filling up the rib cage, filling up the lungs so that the intercostal muscles lift the rib cage, they lift open and expand. And then there's that soft, gentle recoil on your exhalation. All right, now hands are going to release and they're just going to be wherever feels the most comfortable. Shoulders soft and down, nice, tall, uplifted spine. And now we're going to do those 3 physiological sighs. So again, for a physiological sigh, you take an in-breath through the nose, you fill the rib cage, hold breath. You take another sip of air, you hold that for a second. And now we're going to exhale through the mouth like you're just blowing the air gently out through a straw. So it's a slow exhalation through the mouth in a sort of sigh. So get that nice tall spine. And now when you're ready, take a nice big filling up breath. Hold breath for a moment, take an extra sip of air. Hold that just for a second and then gently blow the breath out through your mouth. And then when all the air is gone, take another big filling up breath in through your nose. Hold that breath, take an extra sip of air. Hold that just for a second and then exhale through the straw of your mouth, nice and slow. And then we'll do that one more time. So once you've completed that exhalation, inhale through your nose. Hold that breath. Take an extra sip of air. And then when you're ready, through the straw of your mouth, blow the air out slow and controlled. And then once you've completed that last exhalation, just pick up your hands and start to twirl your wrists. And now you're just going to let the breath come in and out through your nose in a way that feels just normal and comfortable. And then twirl your wrists the other way. And then we're going to take it into little bicep curls. So you're just going to go fingertips to the shoulders and let your arms extend and just bring it in and out just to kind of get a little juice, a little pump into the biceps, a little bit of work into the elbow joint. And then the next time fingertips find the shoulders, take your elbows and draw them in circles, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Nice. One more circle around and then hands are going to find the knees. Take it right into your seated cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin towards the chest. And then just follow your breath. So rather than moving and letting the breath follow the movement, let your movement follow your breath. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin. Exhale and round your back. Two more cycles of breath if you can. And then once you've completed those last two cycles of breath, come back up to a nice neutral spine. And you're just going to lift one foot, bring it out in front of you and just circle your ankle. Just a little bit of gentle movement. Move your foot, move your toes, move your ankle. Just notice how it feels. And then move your foot in circles, go the other way. Nice. One more circle around. And we'll come back to that foot in a minute, but for right now, set it down, switch it over to the other side. Pick up your foot and just draw it in some circles. Move your toes, move your ankle. Just get a sense of how your foot and your ankle are feeling. And then move it the other way. Nice. And then set that foot down. And we're going to do a little roll out to the blade edge of your foot. So you're just going to take a couple of rolls. And then once you got that going on, where you're just kind of rolling up, and really what we want to do is have that instep and the big toe pick up away from the ground. So as you roll out, let the knees kind of go along for the ride, and then let that come on to autopilot. Just let that work happen. Bring your hands together and bring a little heat into your hands. And all this time, notice, are you holding tension in your jaw, or is your jaw nice and soft? Take one more roll out onto the blade edges of the feet, and then let your feet come down into a nice neutral position. Bring your hands to your knees and rough up your knees. Get them nice and warm. Get the muscle on the inside, get the muscle on the outside, get all around the kneecap, get it nice and warm and blood flow increased and a little stimulation to the tops of the knees. And then once you feel like it's nice and warm, basket weave, pick up one leg and just take it into a light and gentle hinge, forward and back. One more forward and back. And then when you're ready, set that foot down, switch it over to the other side. Basket weave, pick that leg up, and then a nice little gentle hinge forward and back. Nice. One more hinge forward and back, and then both feet on the ground. Think Sphinx position. So you're going to come forward with your fingers over the edge of your knees, and you're going to press down into your elbows to pull your heart forward. And then think of like your sternum to your chin, like it's a rubber band, and you're just going to stretch the rubber band of your heart. Lift your chin, stretch through the front of the sternum. Take a nice big breath. Let your eyeballs look up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath. Keep that Sphinx position, but think like look over a high wall. So you're going to lengthen through the back of your neck as you look down to your toes, but keep the back of your neck nice and long, almost like you're just really trying to exaggerate it just slightly. Look down towards your toes, take a big breath. And then soften your back position, soften your neck, keep that forward body weight and take it back into the feet. Lift your heels up and down. We're going to keep the forward body weight and we're going to zigzag the heels. So you're just going to swivel your heels to come up and then you're going to zigzag to come down. And it's not an extreme. So we just want to feel like we have good control to do a little bit of side to side movement with our feet and our ankles, and then some good control to go down. So it's not about how far you can go with that zigzag. It's like, can you find controlled movement, moving a little side to side, going down, and a little control coming up. All right, one more zigzag of those heels up and down. And then the next time your heels touch down, dorsiflex the feet. Pick up the toes and the balls of the feet, but hold it for 3, 2, 1. Soften them down and dome the foot. Scrunch up the bottom of your foot like you're trying to pick up the ground with the bottoms of your feet. And then soften, come back to dorsiflexion, pick up the toes and the balls of the feet. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Let the feet touch down. Scrunch, dome up the bottom of the feet. Hold that for a second. Soften the bottoms of your feet, lift up and hold for 3, 2, 1. Soften the feet down, scrunch up again, scrunch up the bottoms of the feet, hold 3, 2, 1. Soften. Now you're going to spread your toes as much as you can, and I'll say slightly forward just so you can look at your feet. We're going to do short foot. So you lift the arches of your foot and you press down into the big toe, and you almost want to imagine that you're trying to bring your heel towards your big toe. So you're going to just get that arch of the foot to do a little bit of a squeeze action. So first things first, get your toes as spread as you can possibly get them to be on the ground, and a light lift into the arch of your foot. And now short foot. So you're going to imagine that you're trying to squeeze your heel toward your big toe, and you just want to feel like there's a little squeeze or contraction into the arch of your foot. And especially if you have high arches, it won't look like much happens. I have flat feet or fallen arches, so for me, just getting that lift of the arches, already we're finding myself halfway there. So just go for about 3 more. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Nice. And then once you've done just enough, roll back onto the blade edge of your feet, roll up to the pinky toe, roll down to the heel, roll to the pinky toe, roll to the heel, roll to the pinky toe, roll to the heel, and then just one foot, roll around the whole perimeter of your foot from the tips of your toes, instep, edge of your heel, blade edge of the foot. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. All right, take that foot perimeter, go the other way. Nice. One more circle around and then take it right over to the other foot. Roll around the perimeter of the foot. And then roll it around, go the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around with that foot, and then both feet nice and solid on the ground, nice tall upright spine. Take it into a twist. Rotate to one side and then add some head turns. Look over your back shoulder, look over your front shoulder. One more head turn, and then soften your twist just a little bit, like aim your heart towards your knee, and then with that softer twist, take it into a little cat-cow action. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, and as you exhale, round your back. And then go for just 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more time. Inhale, come up to a neutral spine. As you exhale, twist to the other side, hang out there in your twisted position. And then if it feels good, add a head turn, looking over the back shoulder, looking over the front shoulder. One more head turn. And then when you're ready, soften up your twist so your heart's pointing toward your knee, and then take it into that cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale to round your back. One more time. Nice. And then on an inhale, come back to center. One cat-cow in center just for that little reset. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale to round your back. And then as you come up to a nice neutral spine, we're going to crisscross our hands at the heart and come to that 45-degree hinge. We're just looking for that little bit of strength in the back, and then come back up. And then make sure your feet feel planted on the ground. Little hinge, come forward. Come back up. We're going to go into hinge, but you'll adjust your legs. So whether it's like wider legs or more narrow legs, we want some room for our arms to kind of hang. So we want to sturdy back as we go. And then we just want a little bit of room for our arms to get that nice little pendulum swing, because we're going to do a little cactus arm work. So we just want the shoulder heads, the shoulder girdle, the gloss and glide of the connective tissue around the shoulders, just to get a little love, a little attention. Let them know some work's going to happen. Notice your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. All right, now you're going to see if you can just let those arms do little baby circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. All right, one more circle around, and then come back up nice and slow. Just find your mountain pose with your feet nice and solid on the ground, that nice tall upright spine, palms facing forward. Get that nice shoulder orientation. And then once you've got your way there, we're going to keep those palms facing forward, and slowly with your inhale, lifting up, keeping that hand rotation or position of the hands. And then exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly bring them back down. How far up they go, everybody's shoulder might look a little different. So we're not going to force it. We're just going to go where the end range stops. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Reach your hands back just a touch so they come behind you, and then stretch and open through your chest, through your chin. Lift your eyes just slightly. Get that nice open, expansive feeling. And then we're going to lift the arms up, flip the palms so they're facing forward, and take it right into cactus arms. And now we're going to move it with the breath a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus, but add a little back bend. Pull the elbows down, lift your chest, open through the front of your heart space. Inhale, reach up, tip forward 45 degrees, and press into your palms. So your wrists come into that extension position, and then come back up, neutral spine, cactus arms, open the chest, little gentle back bend, look up towards the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward, extension into the wrists, a little bit of a flat back type situation, like you're in that down dog shape with the front half of the body. Bring it back. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, look to the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come forward, extension into the wrists. Come back up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, look to the sky. Inhale to reach up. Come forward, extension into the wrist. Hang there. We're going to hang steady here for 3, 2, 1. We're coming back to those cactus arms, but now we're going to take it into a little cross crawl with a little bit of that upper body intention. So you're going to go opposite hand to opposite knee. And as you come out of it, you return to that cactus and goalpost position. So there's a touch of rotation in the spine, bilateral stimulation. So we cross the midline of the body and we activate the brain, left side, right side. And now if you can, add a little intentional dorsiflexion of the feet. So the toes and the balls of the feet are going to stay lifted away from the ground and just the heels are going to return. Nice. One or two more times to each side just to get a little bit of fatigue going on. You want to feel like your shoulders have done a little bit of work and there's a little bit of heat in your body. And then once you found that little sense of heat in your body, come right to your mountain pose, feet solid on the ground, hands down at your sides. And we're going to move right into our sun salutations. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold toward your feet. It does not matter if you can touch your feet, just fold towards them. Inhale to a half forward fold. Soften just enough. Right hand to the left knee, left hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bringing that hand back in, catch hold of your knee. Bring your knee towards your chest. Bring your nose towards your knee. Flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your foot, release your chin, float back into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold towards your feet. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to soften just a little bit. Left hand to the right knee, right hand to left hand to the right knee. Right hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bring that hand back in, catch hold of your knee. Bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Keep that knee to the chest, flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Beautiful. When you're ready, softly release, float right into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. Exhale, fold towards your feet. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to soften just a little bit. Right hand to the left knee, left hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bring that hand back in, catch hold of your knee, bring your knee towards your chest, bring your nose towards your knee. Flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your foot, release your chin, hang on to your knees, swing that leg out to the side, open the hip up just a little bit and circle your foot, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. All right, now we're going to bring that knee back in and you're going to bring it in so that your hands are kind of holding it in that place. And then you're going to grip those hip flexor muscles. So catch the front pocket of your jeans, hold that knee in place, release your hands, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release, come right through your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. Exhale and fold towards your feet. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to soften, make a little space for yourself. Left hand to the right knee, right hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bring that hand back in, catch hold of your knee, bring your knee towards your chest, bring your nose towards your knee. Flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your foot, your chin, but keep hold of that knee, swing it out to the side, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Awesome. And then bring it back in, bring it in for a little squeeze and then grip the muscles in the front pocket of your jeans. Hold steady, release your hands, and then slowly release that leg back down to the ground. Go right into a seated twist. Rotate to one side, take a big breath. Inhale as you come through center, exhale, twist to the other side. Come back into center. Now hands on top of the knees to get that oppositional push or oppositional work into those hip flexors. So now your hands are going to push down and your knees are going to push up into the hands. Just create that little action so that the hip flexors are doing a little bit of work. Arms are doing a little bit of work. Now add an intentional dorsiflexion of the feet. So your heels tap the ground. Beautiful. One more march through, and then we're going to bring that left knee back up towards the chest, catch a hold, bring it in for a squeeze, keep the foot in a dorsiflex position this time, so keep those toes pulled in. Now hold, grip, release your hands, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release it back down to the ground. Take it to the other side, lift up, keep the foot in a dorsiflex position, pull it in for a little squeeze, grip the front pockets of your jeans, hold those muscles, release your hands, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slow release it down. Soften your toes, lean back just a touch, and then get a little windshield wiper action. Soothe those front pockets out. All right, now we're going to swivel to one side into a little 90-90 lunge. So you're going to pivot on around. Anyone whose feet are giving them mischief or issues these days, you're going to be mindful about how you go. So you might lean off and into the back of your chair. How much body weight you put on is going to be what feels good to you. But you're going to start with the outer leg, toes down, toenails down, and you're going to put a little stretch into the front of the shoelaces. So you want the weight of your foot to kind of, or the weight of your leg to help find that little feeling of stretch through the shoelaces. And then again, you can adjust. So you can put a little bit more forward body weight, or you can lean off of it a little bit. Go for the place where it feels nice, where you can breathe really comfortably. Allow that foot to have a moment. Just take a nice big breath. One more moment to stretch the shoelaces, and then you're going to slide that foot back so that the knee comes down underneath the hip, and then toes tucked under. Once you've got your way there, hand to the front pocket of the jeans, and we do the little swivel. So you're going to go front pocket forward, front pocket back. And you want to feel like the bony structure of your hips is the thing that moves. So it's not too much of a torque of the torso, more of a swivel of your butt. It's a very similar movement pattern to the hip dips that we do when we put our knee on the yoga block and we lift that back pocket of the jeans. So you almost want to think like you're shoving your front pocket forward and then somebody's pulled you by the back pocket backwards. Go for about 2 or 3 more swivels just to find that good action going on. And now we're going to take it into the dip. So you're going to dip your hip down and then pick it back up to neutral. Dip your hip down, pick it back up to neutral. Dip your hip down and then add a little side bend. Dip the hip down, reach your arm up and over so you're getting lateral flexion into the back side of the chair. Take a nice big breath. Nice. Lift up slowly, slowly, slowly out of all of that. And we're pivoting it around to the other side. So take your time as you swivel around and then stretch in the shoelaces. So we're going to get the toenails under, and then how far you go into it is like what feels good on this side, because one foot might be a little different than the other. So find that feeling of that intentional stretch through the shoelaces, top of the foot, and then lean into it or lean off of it, but notice your breath. Are you holding tension in your jaw? Can you keep a soft jaw and a nice quality breath coming in and out through your nose? Beautiful. One more breath. And then when you're ready, slide that leg back so that the knee lines up with the hip roughly so, toes tucked under. And then once you've got your way there, swivel of the hips, front pocket of the jeans moves forward and back. One or two more swivels, and then when you're ready, take it into your hip dip. Let the hip dip down, scrunch it up to neutral, dip it down, come back up, dip it down, and then down position, reach up and over, get that lateral side stretch. So we lean over the back side of the chair, let that knee get nice and heavy towards the ground. So you create that nice intentional space through the side of the body and take a nice big breath. Awesome. When you're ready, come up and out nice and slow. Take your time, swivel back around, take a couple little windshield wipers just to kind of soothe everything out. And then once you've soothed it all out, we're going to go a little low crisscross at the ankle. So you're going to crisscross at the ankle, get one leg into a little external rotation, and then a nice good hip hinge. Like, I mean, we're talking like go as far forward as your body will comfortably allow, as if almost as if think like you're trying to bring your nose to your toes. Come up and out nice and slow. Take your time as you come up, and then uncross to recross. Switch the cross of your ankles, get that leg in external rotation, and then think hip hinge, lean forward, nose towards the toes. Then once you're there, slow your breath down just a little bit. When you're ready, come back up nice and slow. Take your time as you return. Uncross your legs, put your feet nice and solid on the ground. Arms are going to float back up to that cactus goalpost position. Just make sure your butt feels really sturdy in your chair. We're going to go elbows and forearms together. So you're going to bring it all together, push with a little squeeze as if you're trying to press them together, and then open out nice and slow. Maybe draw back just a touch as if you feel like you're trying to press your elbows to the wall behind you, and then bring it in, palms, elbows to touch. Push in, a little squeeze, and then pull back, open out those arms, push the elbows back just a touch. Come back in, and now we're going to go arms together. We're going to keep them together, and we're going to move them up and down just a little bit. So keeping that gentle touch point of elbows, forearms, palms, move it up and down just a little. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. One more up and down. And then as your elbows come down to neutral, keep your prayer hands together, flare the elbows out, and then push. Push into your palms with a little bit of an intention. You want to feel like there's a little action in the armpit chest. Hold steady in that nice push. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften. Now go bilateral stimulation or a little asymmetry. So you're going to go right hand to the left knee. Knee is up, hand is down, push into each other. Knee pushes into the hand and the hand pushes into the knee. Hold steady for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, switch it over to the other side. Hand to the knee, push your knee into your hand, push your hand into your knee. Hold that steady tension, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, pick up your other knee, hold it in a lifted position, and you're going to sturdify the leg. So you're going to push your hands into the sides of your knees, like you're trying to push that leg from side to side, but your leg is going to stay nice and strong. So you're going to get that nice little push, but your leg's going to stay steady. Go for about 3 more pushes to each side. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, float that leg down, take it to the other side, lift up, and we push. Go for about 3 more pushes to each side. And then once you've completed those pushes, float the leg down, toe heel out, toe heel out, toe heel out. Go for the widest position that you can find. Hands to the insides of the knees. We're going to tip forward. And as you bring the shoulder forward, you can push just a little bit into that leg to get that little feeling of stretch in the inner thigh. And then inhale as you come back to center, and exhale, take it over to the other side. Gentle push, shoulder towards the knee. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more time through. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Walk your feet back in. Take your time. Roll, roll, roll your shoulders just a little bit. And then as you scoot your butt back, just go about halfway. So you still got that nice solid seat. Feet are still on the ground. Tip of the nose is a pencil, and you're just drawing some gentle circles with the tip of your nose. We're going to widen our circles, but for right now, keep it small and gentle, and notice the quality of your movement. Does it feel stiff or sticky, or does it feel like it's pretty smooth? There's no right or wrong, we just notice. Are there any clicky noises, any stiff or sticky places? And then see if you can slow it down. So as the circle gets wider, the movement gets slower. So you're just going to purposely slow it down, but widen your circle. And at the widest point, you almost want to think 1 mile an hour. It's like the slowest circle you can find. All right, one more circle around at that widest point that you found, and then bring it back around. And then we're going to take those little 1-inch circles, drawing the other way. Start really small. And then as you increase the range of your circles, you slow the speed. And then at the widest point, you want to think 1 mile an hour, as slow as you can go. And then once you've circled your head just enough in that widest position, bring it back in. Heels of the hands are going to find the jaw, and we're going to do the locomotion. So your heels of your hands are going to press into that masseter muscle. How much oomph you put into it, it just depends on your jaw. But you're going to push with a little bit of a gentle press with the heels of your hands. And then it's like you're chugga chugga choo choo with the train. You're just going to let one go forward and then the other. So it moves the skin, it moves the connective tissue, and it gently massages into the muscles of the jaw. And then take that chugga chugga choo choo in reverse, go the other way. One more circle around, and then you're just going to push the heels of your hands upward. So it just feels like it's kind of tugging the underskin of the chin just slightly up, and then hold there for just a moment. Take a breath. All right, now you're going to press down as if it's trying to bring the temple skin down just a little bit. Hold there for a moment. Take a breath. All right, now you're going to push forward like you're trying to squish your lips together. Hold there for a moment. Take a breath. And then press back as if you're trying to give yourself that facelift. So just press back and hold there for just a second. All of this is just to move that fascia and connective tissue of the face. So take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, soften your hands, release your shoulders, and then scoot your butt way back in your chair. Let your back settle in. Let your legs find that reduction of effort. Let everything find a little touch of softness. And as you settle in, notice your shoulders, your head, your neck, your face might feel just a little bit warmer. Allow that gentle warmth to just kind of radiate down your shoulders, down into your torso, into your hips, into your legs, and all the way down to your toes. Take a moment just to listen into the sounds around you, the sounds of the room that you're working in, sounds of your house or your apartment, and then possibly even beyond those sounds, if you can hear any sounds of the outside world, let all the sounds just come in for a moment to meet your ears. And then you're going to see if you can create that ocean sound or that Darth Vader breath. So you're just going to create a little bit of vocalization with your breath. So to get that Darth Vader breath, we put a little bit of a lift into the back palate of the mouth or a constriction into the back of the throat, however you want to think about it. So we want to get that little bit of lift or constriction and then make that nice ocean sound. And it's not like the sound that your neighbors can hear. It's just for you. It's just a personal sound. So you take that nice in breath through your nose, make that ocean sound. And then exhale through your nose, making that ocean sound. One more moment to find that ocean sounding breath or victorious breath or ujjayi breath. And then once you've found that nice quality breath, keep it with you if you can. Lift your back up away from your seat, walk your butt forward just enough so you feel like your butt's solid in your chair, your feet are solid on the ground. You've got that nice tall lifted spine. And then we're going to go prayer hands to heart center, hands in Anjali Mudra, a little coming back to yourself. Let your head gently bow towards your heart. Take a nice big breath of love and gratitude towards yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. A little softness in your exhalation just to let go of anything you're holding on to that doesn't serve. We're going to take a fold and come up to standing. So if it feels good, just stretch your arms up above your head like you're taking that first good morning stretch, and then keep that lengthy spine fold towards your feet. And then if you can, you're going to pick your butt up away from your seat, lift up into a soft fold, but keep a little bit of a bend in the knees. And then once you've got that soft folded position, bend your knees even more, and then just slow roll your way up to standing. And then we take it into that big yawning reaching stretch. Stretch your arms up towards the sky, spread your fingers, take that nice big expansive breath all the way out to your edges. And then let it all go on your exhale. And you guys are amazing. I bow to you. Happy Wednesday.